Drake Maye is a legitimate MVP candidate a third of the way through the season. He has officially entered the conversation, if nothing else, because we have our friends over at DraftKings Sportsbook, and they have got him in the top 10 of your MVP candidates this year at plus 2,500. You want to go win yourself some money? How about putting it down on Drake Maye winning the MVP? Of course, use the code CAMSHOW, CAMSHOW, because this kid is doing something real special right in front of our eyes. It's been a couple of years in the wilderness, and I think a lot of fans around the league are pissed off that it was only 5 years in the wilderness for the Patriots. But looking at all Drake Maye's numbers, top 5 in the league in yards per attempt, completion percentage, he's number 2, barely behind Jared Goff. Top 5 yards per game, passer rating, top 5 in the league when you include his rushing touchdowns and add that to the total, that would make it 12-2, the touchdown to interception ratio. Hasn't turned the ball over in 3 weeks. And oh yeah, this is a team that's won 8 games the last 2 years. And now they're 4-2. So Drake Maye, the numbers are there a third of the way through the season. The numbers are there. But I think for a lot of us in New England, it is the eye test, which he is passing with flying colors, and it's elevating the rest of the team. The award is called the most valuable player. And he has undoubtedly been one of the most valuable players in the league with how he has raised this Patriots team. 23rd in the league in rushing yards this year, 27th in rushing yards per game. They still can't run the damn ball. And that shows you, A, they don't have much of a balanced offense, and B, what it also shows you is that offensive line is still not very good. They're a little bit better in pass blocking than they are in run blocking, but overall, they're not very good. And yet here they are at 4-2. They've scored 25 plus points in 3 of the last 4 games. And before that, it took them 34 games to have 3 such outputs of 25 points or more. Look, you can look at the MVP race right now, and again, it's early, right? But you look at it now, and obviously Goff is in there. Baker Mayfield's in there. I guess Daniel Jones has got to be in there a little bit. Josh Allen's certainly in there. But no one is elevating their team the way Drake Maye is. Like, Goff's played in the best offense of the league the last 2 years. I mean, it's a new OC, but still, like, there's clearly a pretty good culture of offense there. Baker Mayfield, they're off to a heater. They're 5-1. He's having a great year. They won the division last year. They make the playoffs all the time. No one in the race is elevating their team the way Drake Maye is. And again, he's not turning the ball over. Remember that disastrous 5 turnover performance by the Patriots where he had a couple of picks and a fumble? Yeah, he hasn't turned the ball over since. His passer rating has been off the charts. It was under 100 in week 1 against the Raiders. It was only 80. It was not a great game for him. He's been over 100 every single week since. And to add to that, how about the esteemed company he's joining now? He joins Patrick Mahomes, Dak Prescott, and Dan Marino as the only quarterbacks age 23 or younger, because you got to remember, he's not even 23 yet, to have 200-plus passing yards and 100-plus passer rating in 5 consecutive games. We're talking about 2 Hall of Famers there, 2 of the top 6 or 8 quarterbacks ever, and Dak Prescott. But, we're talking about Mahomes and Marino there. And there's only been 2 quarterbacks who have averaged those numbers for an entire season. And they're Marino and Mahomes. Drake Maye, with this schedule, might not be that far off, man. I'm just saying, again, is it copium? Is it hopium? A little bit. But this kid is for real. And there's just not many teams around the league that can feel as confident in their quarterback situation as the New England Patriots can. And I used to say that all the time for 20 years. But the last 5, we have not been able to say that. And there were still a lot of Drake Maye detractors going into this season. There were a lot of Josh McDaniels detractors. There's a lot of Robert Kraft detractors. Doesn't mean a damn thing if the quarterback's good. And guess what, folks? The quarterback's good. Offensive line room is still bottom 10 in the league, if not bottom 5. Run game, bottom 5 in the league. Receiver room, Stephon Diggs makes it barely bottom 10. They're still not, They're still not littered with talent around the wide receiver room. Tight ends, okay. Drake Maye just continues to elevate them. And the New England Patriots are 4-2. And they're going to win 5 straight games before you get to that Tampa matchup. This team, they're not losing to Tennessee or Cleveland. I'm sorry. New Orleans is better than both those teams, and they still got all the calls and couldn't beat the Patriots. So you want to talk about it when they're 4. I want to talk about it when they're 4-2. You might want to talk about it when they're 6-2, but it's happening. And Drake Maye going into that game last week against Buffalo was stat for stat with Josh Allen the whole year, and then beat him in his own backyard on a nationally televised game. Yeah, this kid's for real. I'll take that plus 2,500 for Drake Maye to be the MVP of this league. Not saying it's going to happen, but he's right there. And if you thought that Drake Maye was going to be in the MVP conversation 6 games into his second season, really his first full season, then you were a lot more confident than most of us around here. I would have taken that in a heartbeat. I'm stunned by how good it's been since week 1 and the jump that he's made. Drake Maye for MVP? Just maybe. Just maybe. And you saw it again on display in New Orleans. Just a ball barely touches the ground. 18 for 26, 260 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Elevating Kayshon Boutte, who scores 2 touchdowns. Pop Douglas becomes a deep threat because that's what Drake Maye can do. His little slot receiver is down there 40 yards down the field. Drake gets out of the pocket, finds him twice. Only one of the touchdowns count, but they both should have. And you're just seeing everything on display with this kid. They can't run the ball. Who had the longest run of the game yesterday? Drake Maye did. They don't have a good offensive line. You need to buy time out of the pocket. Who's better on the run and going to his right side especially than Drake freaking Maye? I think he could elevate any team in the league. I really do. We're just lucky he's doing it for the New England Patriots. And that's why he's in the MVP discussion right now. But am I just crazy? Let me know in the comment section below. Then be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. We come at you every weekday live at high noon Eastern time, and then we're available wherever you get your podcasts as well. I'm your host, Cam Stewart. Zach Burke keeps us on the air 5 days a week. Let us know what you think in the comments. Like, subscribe, help me keep my job, and we will see you tomorrow on another edition of a little titty that we like to call The Cam Show.